Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ty and Sky's Health Pub. We're going to be discussing today your Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, oh my gosh, I'm super excited. I don't know about you guys, but I am ready for some good old food, some pumpkin pie, some pecan pie, some pie.
So Skylar's riding the pie train. And just a question for you, Skylar, because recently, actually, we have this weird thing where we switched to eating chicken instead of the most common poultry served on Thanksgiving of turkey. So, I guess question for you, will you be consuming turkey this Thanksgiving?
I actually won't be this Thanksgiving. It comes down to a personal preference. Like, to me, it's probably just because, my folks do a good job with it. But to me, turkey in general is just kind of dry. So I actually prefer ham.
Complaint.
So even gravy doesn't I don't know. Like, I understand the cool part about wanting to sleep after a meal. I understand that, but I don't know. So I won't be having a turkey this Thanksgiving. How about you?
We won't. We've been doing this chicken thing.
Just chicken?
We fix chicken cordon bleu.
I've never heard of that. Chicken cordon bleu for Thanksgiving.
It's the newest rage, I guess, here in our household.
Next up is going to be boneless wings.
Boneless
wings. Catered completely by
Buffalo Wild Wings. Your Thanksgiving provided by Buffalo Wild Wings. Yeah. Well, for any of our listeners out there who may be cooking turkeys this Thanksgiving, we have some tips from the CDC for preparing that turkey in a way that you can ensure that your dinner guests will not be running to the bathroom 6 to 24 hours after you serve them your turkey.
And surprisingly, it's like for turkey, it's actually one of those stealth dangerous foods. It really is. It has the potential of getting you sick if you're not careful. So, you just definitely want to follow these tips. CDC is not going to lie to you about turkey. Just trust it. But yeah, so I guess should we start off with this? There's 4 tips.
Yep.
Of course, there's a couple of options, so there's different pathways for how you can proceed.
It's like a choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
Choose your own turkey-based adventure.
Choose your own turkey. So I guess the first step, even before this, would make sure you buy a turkey. You can't make what you don't have yet. And if you don't want to eat a turkey, that's okay. I'll be in the boat with you, so we'll enjoy that.
And yes, our tips start with you buying an already a turkey that's already been prepared, I guess, to be served. So it's one that you would be buying in a grocery store. We are not going to cover if you go out and, say, slay the turkey yourself and pluck its feathers and prepare it that way, as that's well out of both of our depth. And Skylar and I aren't even going to guess what it's like to clean birds after hunting them.
So probably not that fun.
you do not want to learn those tips from us, but here we go. So you buy your turkey, and this is where we start our choose your own adventure. So you go to your local, I don't know, Walmart. Hy-Vee has been a place here that's really been impressing me. Maybe Whole Foods. I don't know if you're an Amazon fan. So you have your turkey. You have it at home. It's in the freezer, and according to the CDC, turkey can sit in that freezer in its frozen state pretty much indefinitely. However, like Skylar mentioned, when you start thawing that turkey, you're going to want to take some care. So here's the first branch in our path. On our Choose Your Own Adventure, you can choose to either thaw that turkey in the fridge. You can choose to thaw that turkey in cold water in your sink, and you can choose to thaw that turkey in the microwave. The one thing that they do not offer as a choice, and would be the wrong choice to make, would be to thaw that turkey out on your counter. And they actually recommend against this, as there's a danger zone, and I hear that Kenny Loggins song kind of approach it. I don't know if we can have Aaron do some sort of copyright-friendly version of that, rip off of that song to put in
Welcome
under
to
this.
the danger area.
So he's so if you have your turkey out, there's the danger zone or the copyright infringement safe danger area of between 40 degrees Fahrenheit and 140 degrees Fahrenheit, where you don't want your turkey to kind of sit in that zone for a long period of time. Because if you do, you're gonna have a bad time. Because you're allowing bacteria to grow in said turkey, grow and multiply at a very rapid rate.
It's going to be very quick, very fast,
Yes.
and no, you're not going to have a good time. You are setting yourself up for failure.
For a
and-
vomiting diarrheal failure.
And, it's important to note that if you happen to, as you were saying before, Tyler, if you were doing it in cold water in the sink, that they change the water every 30 minutes. That's also very important because also there's been, ideas that the bacteria on turkey actually doesn't get eliminated just from water. So say if the water is sitting there stagnant and you decide to toss it around your entire kitchen, you're going to have bacteria all over your kitchen. So make sure that you definitely replace that water every 30 minutes. It's definitely a really good idea.
Yeah, and it's important for us to note when we talk about bacteria, because obviously there's bacteria everywhere, but we're talking about particularly harmful bacteria that can make you sick.
And definitely make sure you're wearing gloves for sure.
Yeah, when you're handling raw poultry.
Definitely. And so that's so after you started handling and defrosting all this, I don't know about you, Tyler, but do you happen to does your family, when you guys used to, have you ever done turkey before?
We have. Yeah, we have.
Do you guys stuff it?
We have in the past, yes. So stuffing turkey has been a thing that we've done, and I understand that was a perfect segue into one of our safety tips from the CDC.
Oh,
So very smooth, Skylar.
because everyone apparently the CDC is assuming you are going to stuff your turkey. Okay,
They are.
They want you to stuff the turkey with some stuffing. I'm not gonna lie, stuffing's usually pretty good.
Oh yeah.
We'll just make it on the side sometimes because forget the turkey. but you apparently when you're checking the temperature for these foods, so you want to make sure that the stuffing that you put in the center, you want to make sure you use a food thermometer, and you want to make sure the stuffing center reaches around 165 degrees Fahrenheit. And it's important because if the stuffing has not reached that temperature, it could cause food poisoning. Because nothing's cooked through thoroughly.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to make sure you're thoroughly cooking through this stuff. So food thermometers are always a best buy around Thanksgiving. Really can't say it enough. Get yourself a food thermometer. You will avoid so much pain.
So many
food
trips to
poisoning
the
is not
bathroom.
fun.
No. Yeah, and it's important to note as well, if you are planning on stuffing your turkey, to only insert the stuffing in the turkey right before you cook it. And like Skylar mentioned, so basically you shove your stuffing in the turkey, and then you shove that turkey straight into the oven, and you want to make sure that the center gets to 165, so we are shooting well above that danger zone. Insert music here, Aaron. Of 40, which tops out 40 degrees Fahrenheit and tops out at 140 degrees Fahrenheit. So we want to be, well above that, which is why they recommend that you need to make sure that the stuffing inside that turkey gets to 165. So we are out of that danger zone.
And it's kind of like a wild dance, isn't it? Because when you're setting the temperature, so you're probably, if you're just thinking, if you never even touched a turkey or an oven before, you're probably like, wait, so does this mean that the turkey has to be 165 degrees Fahrenheit too? Oh no, because if you recall, 165 degrees is just a little bit above the danger zone, like only a little bit. It's not even close to being done. Which guess what? Segue into our fourth one. You want to make
Yes.
sure you
You're so
safely
good at
cook
this.
your turkey. Hey, just call me Mr. Segway. I'm gonna ride around in a Segway. And I'm just going to say, hey, you ever hear about that? Oh, that's nice. Good job, Mr. Segway.
You found your superhero calling.
That's it. That's it. And you guys want to definitely make sure if you are cooking a turkey, you want to make sure that the oven is set to at least 325 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yep.
And you want to make sure that turkey is breast side up in the roasting pan. And if you are using a roasting pan, that's very important to use a roasting pan. You don't want to just toss it on, just on the grill, because that's not going to work out so well. A lot of grease is going to form, and you're going to have to clean that out later. So just make sure you bring a pan. And usually that roasting pan is about 2 and 2.5 inches deep. And so
Okay.
when you're using that, make sure this is also important too, that the turkey has reached a safe internal temperature of 165 degrees Fahrenheit. So
The
the
165
internal
again.
temperature has to be that. And see, notice how it's still close to that danger zone, but that's cooked thoroughly inside. So after 2 hours of being out, it will drop then down to the danger zone. So if you ever know anyone who, after you've made sure that your turkey is cooked thoroughly, if you've ever known anyone to leave it out for more than 2 hours, you should warn them, because that after that period of time, the temperature and the internal temperature of that food will drop, and then it will become almost like a hive ground for all sorts of nasty bacteria to form, and you're probably gonna get sick, maybe.
Yeah. And one that we want to talk about in particular that's warned about is the Clostridium perfringens, which is a bacteria that grows in foods that have been cooked and then are left at room temperature sitting out for too long. And kind of what this causes is a really bad time for people. It's horrible abdominal cramps, so a pain in your stomach. It's vomiting, it's diarrhea, so it's kind of fun out both ends, as you may say. And it's important for us to bring up that the CDC points out that these outbreaks of Clostridium perfringens occur most often in November and December. And the reason for this is they are believed to come about kind of to be uninvited guests to holiday dinners. So this is something that ruins holidays. So Thanksgiving and Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever other holidays you celebrate with food. This
Random
ruins,
parties with people.
random parties with people, random Movember or No Shave November parties that you may have with your friends. This is definitely something that you need to be aware of. And the reason that it rises at this time is because oftentimes big meals are served, and those meals may not be either cooked the correct way, which is why we're discussing this right now, or like in the case of Clostridium perfringens, they may be left out after being cooked, kind of as you fall asleep after you eat the turkey, and forget to really store
You
it
forget
at a
to
safe
put
temperature.
stuff in the fridge.
Yes.
You fall asleep and and then you wake up with, you made yourself a turkey sandwich from Thanksgiving. You left it on a plate. You wake up the next morning. You say, "I'm gonna eat that." Think twice before you eat that. Actually,
Yes. And
it's
you
really
wanna-
common. It's really common to leave food out, but
And you want to make sure that, again, we are below that danger zone with the area or with the place that you choose to store your leftovers. So you're going to want to make sure that you refrigerate them at 40 degrees Fahrenheit or lower temperature, so that you're outside of that danger zone. Again, 42 degrees Fahrenheit to 140 degrees Fahrenheit. If you learn nothing else from this podcast, remember that.
Yeah.
The danger
Remember the
zone,
danger
40 to
area.
140. The danger area. Yes, oh man, I'm gonna get us in copyright trouble. The danger area, the copyright infringement safe danger area. So that kind of wraps it up. It's kind of important for us to note too that after you cook your turkey, you're gonna want to leave it sitting for about 20 minutes before removing that out of the oven, just so you can make sure that everything internally gets nice and cooked, so that you're not spreading disease. So these have just been some food safety tips from the CDC. We will provide the link below, so that there's some awesome clickable links that can, from this article, that can show you kind of more information about how you can prepare food safely during the holiday season. We hope all of you have a wonderful vomit and diarrhea safe.
Avoid it as best you
holiday.
can.
Yes.
Enjoy
Holiday.
the turkey day, or
Yes.
if you're like me, call it ham day or dinner roll day,
Or chicken cordon bleu day.
chicken cordon bleu day.
But yes, you guys have a safe Thanksgiving, and as always, we end with a toast. So let's raise our glasses.
All right.
To knowledge, good and true, to the future health of youth, and the prosperity that they bring. Cheers.
Cheers. Happy Thanksgiving.